Build AI, build with AI, or use AI.
If you go back like a few years ago, everything was a point solution.
But what if there was a way to get you to root cause analysis faster?
I love the way you frame this, Bobby, for a couple of reasons. One, I think it really speaks to the different dynamics that are happening in the market, right? So some people are a little further along in their journey and they want to build their own models. Some people are saying, hey, there's things out there. I just want to figure out how I use them more effectively. Some people are like, hey, I don't even want to touch the model. I just want to have it be a more app-driven, use-case-driven use case. And there are different people within organizations that might have different desires for that. And I think where we've gone now that's so interesting is if you go back like a few years ago, everything was a point solution. And it was hard to figure out where to start and how to do anything. And now it's like exactly what you said. If depending on which of those buckets you have, you can just go and there are things that you can buy and get stood up right away, which is such a great place to be in right now as far as AI is concerned. So I know you've seen a lot, and the breadth of the customers in someone like Google is quite large, right? So the whole gamut of industries, sizes, geographies.
Yes.
And I know this is a hard question, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway, because you might have some themes just the way you did for this. And that is, can we spend a little bit of time talking about some of the business benefits you're seeing customers achieve by adopting AI? Because I know there could be a million of them, but what are the early takes that you've seen thus far?
So what do I want to do? Do I want to build AI? And so if we think about Google Cloud as a platform, Maribel, that people often use, and you might use another cloud provider, you might use things in a private cloud, but think of the cloud provider as your platform to do something with. Do you want to build AI on your platform? Do you want to build with AI in your software development process, or do you want to use AI? Build AI, build with AI, or use AI. Most of us, in my opinion, Maribel, are going to be using AI more than anything. And in using AI, I think there are four I's that we typically bucketize a lot of things into. We want insight, increase, improvement, or innovation. Insight, increase, improvement, or innovation is typically what we're looking at. So how does that play out in terms of some practical ways that people use AI? Employee productivity. There's something that I was looking for previously and I can find it easier. Insight into a 500-page research paper that can now be distilled into something that's a little bit more sustainable. So employee productivity to find or assimilate information faster, revenue acceleration, better ways to interact with customers. That could be more scaled outreach. That could be more customized content so that customers feel like they're getting a better experience and things are stickier. Content generation, where we're using AI to help us create papers or documents, user guides, examples. Compliance. And this is actually one, as interesting as this may not sound on the surface, this is one that we're actually seeing a lot of leverage from. So let me unpack this one a little bit. So you're a bank and there's a new set of Basel requirements that have come through. What if there was a way to use AI to assess how much of my code is out of compliance with the latest version of Basel and then give me code snippets for how to remediate that? So think about compliance and code remediation and then coverage to make sure you close those gaps all going together. Very popular in financial services. Kind of related to that, assessing technical debt ahead of a modernization exercise. Example here, we're using database X right now, and maybe we're going to go to Postgres. What if I could look at all my queries and decide all the things that are going to break before I make that switch over? Right? Here are cases where business logic is embedded, or I might be using non-standard SQL that's going to break when I go to something more like Postgres. And then three other ones that we're seeing: code refactoring. I think we hear about that from coding assistants. Log explanations, which is one that I'm also excited about. Think about being able to troubleshoot faster. You've got very verbose, very detailed explanations about what went wrong. But what if there was a way to get you to root cause analysis faster? What if there was a way to prioritize the signal versus the noise in those logs? This is a notification versus this is a fire that needs to be put out immediately. And then finally, maybe one of the simplest ones is query creation, right? We know data is the lifeblood of any enterprise. And if I could describe in natural language what I'm going for, and AI could turn that intent into the appropriate queries to give me back the data that I want, then I don't have to be a database expert. I can be a data expert. And then now AI brings the answer closer to my question. So those are some of the areas we're seeing people get benefits so far.